Hey guys, welcome back to the Aspie world. What's going on with my hair? Okay guys, so we'll jump straight in with the comment for this week. The comment I've picked this time is from Neosidin, and it says, "My boyfriend with Asperger's also punches walls when he is angry. I have suggested getting him a punch bag, however, I'm not sure if that would be helpful or not." So I would suggest yes, it would be, because I guess it would be a focus of energy onto something specific. So with me, I like to I go running and I work out. And that kind of really helps me relax and stuff, and it stops me getting like built up anger. But also maybe just try and get him to focus energy more on things like, if he's into gaming, focus energy on gaming. If he's into creating music or writing, try and do that, because that will definitely diffuse the situation. If you guys would like to see your comment read out here, please hit the bell icon on mobile and desktop. The first 30 comments that hit my video, I will be picking one of those to read out at the beginning of every single video, so please make sure you do that. Okay guys, I had some interesting comments on Twitter about my beard. I still got it, I don't think you guys can see, but anyway, yeah, it was very interesting seeing all the people commenting on this, so please get online, get on Twitter and join the conversation. Okay guys, moving on to today's video. Like I said in my last video, I'm going to be doing a video on autism and jokes, and Asperger's and jokes, so I just wanted to do more of like a follow-up on an expansion on the video I did last week, which was on sarcasm. So this one's more about jokes and people joking and things. I'm thinking about doing my next video on hacks for life hacks, like organization hacks, how to do this, that and the other, just for people with autism, helpful hacks and tips and tricks that would really help and benefit your life. So if you'd like to see a video like that, please give this video a big thumbs up, because then I'll have a good indication if you guys want to see it. Okay, moving on. So jokes. Hans Asperger, when he actually documented the behavior of people with autism or Aspergers Syndrome, he actually said that the people with Asperger's had such a complex mind that they weren't able to view the world in such a peaceful way. So they have this unusual connection to the world with their mind, so they were unable to really process joking, because taking things literal and taking things at face value, because people with Asperger's and autism kind of see the world as being quite an honest place for people when they speak, because, you know, it comes down to the old kind of idea, why speak if you're not telling the truth, and you know, why lie, basically, and which is a common question that I always ask myself when I see people who are lying. But joking is a bit different than that. So when you joke, you're not really, well, you are lying, but you're lying to cause humor, and humor can be received in many different ways, and people with Asperger's and autism do really enjoy comedy and humor. I mean, I like watching comedy and stuff. Maybe I laugh at comedy in a different way to most people, but I think that's kind of cool. But I also like to make jokes as well, so I try and make jokes, and I know a bunch of other people with autism who like to make jokes. I know some people with autism who actually are comedians, and they do kind of jokes on YouTube and all kinds of stuff like that. So it's not like we're incapable of telling jokes. But Hans Asperger actually said that people with Asperger's and autism will tell a joke, but the joke may become inappropriate due to the fact that the person has no like filter, and they don't know what is socially acceptable, I guess, and where the barrier is to say a joke in front of certain types of people. So I know for sure in my life, so if we're out and about and I always crack jokes, and then Nomi will be like, "Oh my god, like, did you just say that?" And I was like, "Oh no, I don't know. I don't know what that issue is. I don't know what I've said wrong, or what kind of jokes are acceptable," and it's really difficult, because I guess knowing social cues and social borders and margins is definitely what we need to help us kind of go through life. So I think it's quite funny that I always get in trouble when I say jokes. People are like, "Oh my goodness, that was so inappropriate," and I'm like, "Oh no." And like, I just watched this comedian, and he was doing jokes, and apparently I get this a lot. People say, "Read the room," but like, what the heck is that? So I find this really difficult. It's something that I think we as people with autism have a massive issue with, knowing when's the right time to say something, basically. There's no filter, we don't know our boundaries, apparently. I thought I did, but obviously I don't, because it happens all the time. But I think it's just a fact of the matter of that condition that comes with it, and I think it's something that we should never be like embarrassed of or afraid of. I just think it makes us who we are, and at the end of the day, people need to understand and respect that, like, if we say an inappropriate joke, it's not because we're being assholes, it's because like we just happen to say something that we thought was funny and acceptable for people, but they take it in a different way because they see the world differently to we do. So it is difficult for people with Asperger's to process jokes and people with autism to really process jokes, but I don't think it's impossible. I think if you find a comedy which you kind of relate to or you can understand, then you'll enjoy comedy and jokes forevermore. I think that's why I like quite weird, like obscure comedy. I like science jokes, they're quite cool. I like quite weird comedy, things like League of Gentlemen, and some cartoons. Like I like Rick and Morty, and I find some of their because they say the joke without having to have some weird bizarre act put on with it, and I think that's really cool because it lends to me and I can relate to it and go, oh, it was a passive joke. So and sometimes I find the things in there that are funny but they're not even jokes. So I think comedy actually accommodates everybody, and I think that's why people with autism and Asperger's can enjoy comedy without actually having to know, oh yeah, I get this entire joke. But yeah, so anyway, that was some of my thoughts I had on comedy and Asperger's and autism. If you guys have anything to input, please put it in the comment section below. I read every single comment and I reply to every single comment, so please do that. If you guys would like to learn more about Asperger's and autism, please hit that subscribe button here. If you want to see my last video, it's over here, and if you want to check out my vlog channel where I'm doing my weekly vlogs, my day-to-day life, and